Well, hello people. How are you all? I do hope you're well, you know that. So today, I wanted to be bringing you videos of my trip to the mountains. But a medical problem put stop to that. I got to the mountains, or the base of the mountains, and the first night I realised there was something wrong. And by the next morning I had to come home. I'd contracted COVID, and for somebody who had a terrible respiratory system like me, any added problems could be quite dangerous. And I was in a bit of a bad way, I must admit. And I'm not happy telling you that. I wanted to be all bravado, and I brushed it off. But now I've been laid up for quite a while, a couple of weeks or so. There's a huge storm recently in Britain, and I was even too ill to go out in that. So today's been the first day I've been out in weeks. And I'm not just talking about out camping, I mean out at the house, off the sick bed. Anyway, there you go. I have got a few little clips that I'll put up at the end of this segment, this video. But that's enough about that anyway. So why are we here today? Well, basically it's bivvy bags. Bivouac. I'm sure bivvy's short for bivouac bag. They've been around quite a while. The first time I came into contact with them was 1987. I slept out in the Welsh mountains. Toasty. I was in an army sleeping bag, and it was summer though. Yeah, it was summer. And up in the Welsh mountains in the Brecon Beacons area. Snug as a bugger rug. The chap next to me, my friend, he'd misheard or didn't have the full facts about bivvy bags and hadn't bothered to bring a sleeping bag. He expected the bivvy bag to keep him warm, whereas they do offer some extra degrees of heat. They are no substitute for sleeping bags. Basically what they are is a plastic bag that you put your sleeping bag into in different conditions to make sure it doesn't get wet, especially if you have a down sleeping bag, which lose some heating value when wet. So I brought along with me just a few versions of the bivvy bags. Yeah, just a handful. What have we got there? So 5, yeah. Just a handful. And they're ranging from the cheapest, nastiest thing I've ever used to some quite expensive bivvy bags here. They all have varying degrees of pros and cons, apart from the cheapest one, which now let's just start. The Andes. I don't know why Andy can have it back. I don't want it. Cheap as, I don't remember, I think it was £8 or something from the internet. Bought it years ago. as an emergency thing. I didn't have any kit. I was on a very tight budget, and I might as well just bought some black bags instead. So next step up, the OEX Bush Pro, this bivvy bag. I do like this bivvy bag. It's does what it says on the tin, space is enough. Only problem is you get a little bit of condensation on the inside. Your body heat doesn't escape as much, and I've had varying facts about it. Somebody said the complete sleeping bag was wet. Somebody said they got a bit of the foot end, I've heard from a little damp to extremely damp. So some of them are obviously worse than others, but a little bit of condensation problems. The Rab Ascent Bivvy. Quite a new toy to the collection. I've only had it not long. I can't even remember. But yeah, it had no condensation. It's also got a bug net, which, to me, I'm not worried about things crawling over my face and things like that. It's just I don't like getting bit by things. I'm not here to feed them. But yeah, it's quite an expensive. In fact, you can't get those Rab bivvy bags anymore. You only second hand somebody getting rid of theirs, and nobody really does that because it's such a good piece of kit. I was chatting with another world camper, and he didn't get a when they first came out, and by the time he decided to get himself the Rab Ascent bivvy bag, they'd all been sold out, and he regrets it to this day. The Outkit Cloak. Now this is the lightest bivvy bag I own. I don't know how much it weighs, but it's so small, it's so compact. It has a zip that goes across the top so you can zip yourself in, which I kind of wish it had a zip down the side, because one of the problems about these types of bivvy bags is getting in and out of them. I managed to get this second hand again. They don't sell them anymore. Brilliant piece of kit. Doesn't have a bug net. My biggest and bulkiest bivvy bag I own. It's the British Army bivvy bag. Look. It's big, it's bulky, it's heavy. If it had a bug net, it'd be the best one there, in my opinion. Remember, these are mostly all opinions. Every bit of kit is different for everybody else's needs. The military bivvy, you get 30-40 quid from one of those army surplus sites. I love it. I've never had condensation in it. I've used it the most out of all those bags. Honestly, if it had a bug net and a zip, yeah, a zip down the side to make them easier to get in. I know the zip will add weight and price. Now I do believe there's Alpkit who do the Alpkit, this company here. They make good stuff, and I believe you can send bivvy bags to these, asking them to put a zip down the side. This company does the Hunker bivvy and the Hunker XL. XL is a little bit more expensive, but I'd save up that extra bit and I'd get the Hunker XL. You can fit your sleep mat in. You can get your sleep mat in, you can get in and be completely comfortable. Because some of these, I can't get my sleep mat in. I have to lie on top of the sleep mat. Like the army military bag, I can get a sleep mat in. And it's like all in one unit. So, should we have a look? Let's look at these. Here they all are. While I was picking these up, I did notice that I was missing a couple, which is good because I then remembered I lent some out to a friend and heard no more about it. So I'll have to get on to him. Let's start. Army military bag. Perfect. Only problem being it's bulky and heavy. Rab Ascent sleeping bivvy bag. Perfect, no condensation. Bug net, my new favourite. The Alpkit cloak, the lightest one I own, has a zip. You can totally zip yourself in and closed. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but very expensive. Very cheap. You'll struggle to get one of those, so don't know how much it's going to be. I got that second hand and it was really expensive still. The OEX, for me it was no problem. A little bit of condensation on the foot box of my sleeping bag, but nothing to complain about. Though I have heard others complain and say it got them drenched. The one that got me drenched is Andy's. Come and get your bivvy bag back, I don't want it. Yeah, this this has a zip. It's like 2/3 of the way, which is amazing. On paper this should be a very good sleeping bag, but the condensation issues I had with it were, I think I've used it twice and it's been stuck at the back of a cupboard since, for years. Cheapest out of all of them. I think it was like a £12 off the internet. There they are. I wish I had my other ones, but so I've already told you what they are. They're just basically bags that you put your sleeping bag into. Where would you use one? I take the green one with me because it's the lightest. I take it everywhere. If I go up a mountain and my tent collapses in on me and I'm not walking down that mountain in a storm and pitch black at night, it's safer to stay in your tent. But if your sleeping bag's getting wet, if you've got ingress of water into the tent from one reason or another, that's when that comes out. I'm going to stay on that mountain and that bivvy bag is going to help me stay there until daylight when it's safe to leave in the summer. Now you want to don't want to bother to take your tent. You know it's not going to rain. Either of these, I'll take these. This probably because of the bug net. If it's summer, there's a lot of bugs in summer. But this one, the army one, just how easy it is to get into and get out of. It's much easier than the rest because of how big it is. If I had to walk for miles, I would give the army one a miss and I'd take because that extra weight, every ounce, every gram counts. Let's not think less of them. These things can actually save your life. If your tent gets blown away, you can't make it down that mountain. You get inside your sleeping bag, inside your bivvy bag, and you keep it yourself dry and warm. You can outlast lots of bad weather. It's always worth taking a bivvy bag. If you've got like any what we call a pro tent or a single skin tent, condensation, even in summer, builds up on that single skin tent. And every time the wind blows or any time you knock against it, the condensation from your single skin tent is going to drop, drip or rub off on your sleeping bag. And if you're doing that for 8 hours, your sleeping bag's going to get wet. So, again, take a bivvy bag with you. You don't have to worry about condensation. Should you have them? You know what they are. You know why you should have them. Where you should have them. Should you have them? As little as a few days ago, I was watching a video of a young chap who went up somewhere in the Lake District, I think it was, and his tent is a trekking pole tent, and the outside, the wind was hitting the side panel, which was touching his inner tent, so the rain just started basically pouring in. He had other problems as well, but it wasn't until his sleeping bag started getting wet that he called it quits, packed up all his kit and went home. Whee! Maybe that's time to put them away. So, take them. They're good for emergencies. Take them. They're good for keeping you extra warm. They could save your life. They can just let you sleep outdoors in good weather for, just sleeping on the side of a hill, staring at the sky. They're so adaptable. They change your camping needs, your camping wants. Oh. How much to spend? I'd go for one of these. Like I say, £30-40. You can get them in America as well. The US Marine one's not much different. The NATO sleeping bag. Lots of countries have it, so I think if your country is part of NATO, you're going to have them, and if not, every military in the world is going to have some version of a bivvy bag. Get yourself one, and then save up for something if you want. Save up for not that thing. I don't know why I even got that out. But you can save up and get yourself something lighter. I'm going to put these away now. So I'm going to put up those pictures of the few little tiny bits of video that I had from going to the mountains. Hope you enjoy. I'm practically good enough to go out camping now, so I'm going to plan a camp. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. Now take care out there, please. I'll speak to you next time. Hey, hello everyone. Here we are again, one of my favourite places on earth. Yes. I love this place. It looks like, the train station looks like something. Oh, can we see that? Can I zoom in enough? Go on guys, have fun. Makes me somewhat jealous. So we've got a few days and we're going up there and up there and unfortunately not up there though. But I've got to get out of here and make progress, so I'll speak to you soon. Difficult to keep it steady when you're so zoomed in, but that's where we'll be going. Maybe tonight, if not tonight, definitely tomorrow. Wait a minute, isn't that a lyric to a song? I'll speak to you soon. Home sweet home. Thank you very much.